Yo dudes! Welcome to €1 easy, one pot winter stew. Okay, this is simple, easy, it has no oil and it's based around root veg. In reality it'll probably cost you 50 cents, but we said €1 just to cover our bases. So it cost us €3.92 for all this.
Is that 3 or 3?
€3.92. €3.92 this morning in the supermarket. We got all this veg in Super Value.
And here we go.
So I've got a pan on a high heat. I've got no oil now. We're going to keep this oil free. So there's no oil.
So you can see the steam coming from the pan, just kind of indicating how hot and ready it is. I've 1 red onion chopped finely. In it goes. And I've 2 cloves of garlic chopped finely also. In they all go. So one of the fundamentals of oil-free cooking is having a super hot pan. We shot a video of the 3 basics of oil-free cooking just up here. Swipe up or just click on the link just to get them.
And I guess the main benefit of oil-free cooking is it's lower in calories. It's lower in calories, and oil kind of has been proven to not be the best in terms of your cardiovascular system. Okay, so we have a lot of root veg here. You can see we have carrots and parsnips. Parsnips are one of the sweetest of all veg. I'm just going to chop them up finely because we're going to sweat them and try to bring out their sweetness and create kind of a browning on the skin, which will help develop flavors for this winter stew. So I'm chopping them finer so they'll cook quicker. I'm trying to have them in an even size. What's super important when you're sweating veg is to add a decent teaspoon of salt. So I've got a good pinch. I'd say it's about a teaspoon. It's going to help the veg just to release their flavors and kind of blend together and break down their cell wall and release a bit of moisture. And we're going to put a lid on, which is going to help capture that and almost start steaming it and creating this, release its sweetness that we're developing that flavor. So I've reduced the heat down to low and I'm going to leave it sweat for about 10 minutes and stir it occasionally.
While that's happening, we're going to chop our spuds and our mushrooms. So you'll see the results of sweating the veg. You'll see it's gone nice and brown. That browning is the development of flavour. And there's a little bit of starch in the bottom of the pan, which will come off once we add in our stock when we deglaze it.
Veg is really soft and they've been sweating there for about 10 minutes. Okay, so we've prepped all our spuds, aka potatoes. They cost us 50 cents for a kilo, so we're going to add them right to the pan.
We chopped them quite small because we want them to release their starch, which will act as a thickener for this dish. And again, we're going to use the same technique. We're going to sweat them. This might seem very small and insignificant, but it's important if you do want to develop flavour. Again, add in a generous, about a half a teaspoon of salt. Mix it through quite strongly, spreading the salt around through the potato, which is going to break down the cell wall, release moisture, and enable them to sweat more significantly and develop browning.
And we're going to sweat these for about 5 minutes.
Okay, we're going to add in our shrooms. We just quarter them. We're going to leave them large like that. They'll develop a bite for this dish. In they go too. So one of the reasons why Dave is stirring so ferociously, good stirring Dave,
I'm a real
is just to help get the new ingredients down towards the bottom, because obviously the heat is coming from the bottom and that's where the cooking is happening, that's where the browning is going to happen.
But see, then when we put a lid on, it becomes like an oven.
It starts to steam, so suddenly the heat and the moisture is going to start to cook it from all sides.
So while the veg is sweating away, we are going to devein our kale. So we're going to take it off the stem.
We're going to take the kale off the main vein.
Okay, so we sweated that for about 5 minutes. I'm going to add in a bit of flavour. So I've got my dear friend tamari. Or if you don't have tamari, just use soy sauce. I'm going to go in with 3 tablespoons. 1, 2.
Mushrooms are going to soak up that umami flavour and be carriers of that lovely flavour. Again, just give it a good mix. What you're trying to do here is spread that tamari around so that each of the mushrooms catch it. Okay, we're going to put half our kale in. We've taken it off its main vein.
Okay, I've got 2 litres of veg stock. I'm just going to add it into the pot.
The full 2 litres, Dave?
I reckon so, yeah.
Okay, great. Full 2 litres.
Well, we'll see. I could be wrong, but sure. So I'm just going to turn that back up high. I'm going to put the lid on it for about 15 minutes until it boils, and then I'll reduce it and let the water evaporate.
And leave the lid slightly ajar because it's going to let some of the moisture evaporate and allow the sauce to thicken. So we let this boil for about 30 minutes. We took the lid off for part of it and just let more water evaporate. Just before, you see it's beautiful, it's rich, it's creamy, looks like a beautiful...
Really, it's like a belly hug, it really is.
I'm going to take the remaining kale.
So there's about a third of the kale that we've kind of de-stemmed.
And we're just going to pop it in and allow it, it's going to wilt over time and just kind of slowly, but it's going to keep, by only adding it in towards the end now, it's still going to keep a good bit of its nutritional value and that nice fresh bang of colour.
So we've got about 3 to 4 kilos out of this stew, so we've got tons of it, we really do. Well, not tons, but 3 or 4 kilos. But it's super tasty and substantial.
It genuinely tastes like a belly hug. So like, eating this is gonna taste like sitting by the fire, it's raining outside, it's cold, it feels miserable, but oh my God, we have easy vegan root vegetable
€1 stew.
Yeah. And the kale being kind of fresh like that, it just adds a vibrancy that otherwise wouldn't be there.
Tastes like a belly hug. It's really, really delicious.
Something about a potato that just... So, really important thing to do with that is just make sure you do sweat the vegetables. It's a small thing, but that's where the delivery and the derivation of flavour comes from.
€1, oil-free, simple, easy, takes about 40 minutes to make, will feed cook people.
Genuinely tastes like a belly hug. Absolutely delicious. Dudes, thanks for watching. Please share this with anyone who's in need of cheap, easy, delicious dinners.
And thanks for subscribing.
Cheers.